considered them before. That's the funny thing about miracles. You don't give them a thought until one happens. My miracle started last year on January 7th when I found my estranged father on Facebook and then discovered I had two long-lost half-sisters. At first, I was hopeful and optimistic that I could forge a relationship with my father. It certainly seemed like a miracle had occurred. However, months passed with no response from my dad, and I realized that I'd been naive. It left me feeling crushed, pessimistic, and depressed. What was once a miracle now felt like a curse. Last September, as I entered high school, I spent some time in deep reflection about my situation. Ultimately, I decided to stop pitying myself and hating circumstances that I had no power to change. I started to accept the fact that my father would always be estranged and move on with life without me. It was then that I once again saw my situation as a miracle. I concluded that everything I'd gone through gave me an incredible opportunity to become stronger. However, it isn't always easy to think of my father as a distant, detached learning experience. I used to feel so alone as a little kid when we made Father's Day cards in school. Everyone had a dad to make one for except me. I couldn't understand why. I still get sad when I think about all the moments he wasn't around for, like birthdays and school concerts, and the ones he won't be there for in the future, like my graduation and wedding. Late last September, I became extremely frustrated with the whole situation and impulsively friend requested one of my half-sisters on Facebook. Amanda, who is 2 years older than me and lives in Texas, accepted my friend request a couple hours later. That in itself is miraculous because she didn't even know me. I explained to her who I was and how we're connected, and we immediately bonded over our first video chat. I learned that her relationship with our father isn't much different than mine. They see each other only 1 or 2 times a year and only talk on the phone for special occasions. After discussing our family situation, we talked about everything else imaginable and marveled at our new sisterhood. The most spectacular part for me, aside from our striking resemblance, is that we had the same exact Hello Kitty CD player as kids. This one little detail continues to touch me so deeply that the simple thought of it makes me explode with joy. I find it amazing that we've been living such similar lives from each other halfway across the country. Last month on Good Friday, I was finally able to meet my sister in person. My mom and I spent 6 magical days in San Angelo, Texas, where we spent Easter with Amanda and her mom, Amy. Having the chance to meet Amanda and make so many wonderful memories together filled the missing piece for me and helped me see that I don't need a father to have an amazing life. I am eternally grateful to both our moms for being so supportive and giving us a wonderful life-changing experience. After connecting with my sister, I was finally able to let go of my dad and reaffirm how miraculous it was to have found him after all. I often think about where I'd be if none of it ever happened. I would still be an only child with many unanswered questions. I realize now that I repeat the tumultuous emotional journey in a heartbeat to get to the place where I am now. It has made me believe in miracles. In a minute, she's going to have to sing. So this will be the longest offering ever.
Oh no, it's not a cheeky thing.
So, as you heard from Carrie, there are adventures in our young people's lives that make a difference, that change their lives. Carrie's story inspired me to think back to some of the moments from my teenage years, and I remember that throughout high school I took Latin, and there was this great Latin teacher who offered a spring break